All right. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, has refuted reports of suspected theft of train coaches of the NRC reported to have been foiled at the Maiduguri Railway Terminus after a tip-off with the suspects apprehended by the police. Now, this is our second issue for today on Good Morning Nigeria, and we have joining us all the way from China via phone the Managing Director, Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, Engineer Fidet Ohiria. We'd like to welcome you, Engineer Ohiria, for joining us on Good Morning Nigeria.
Yeah. Good morning, Nigeria, and good morning to you. You're talking to you concern.
Okay, well, Engineer Fidet, we apologize yesterday. We kept you trying to make all the connections and we couldn't have that conversation. But again, we're glad that you are with us today. Now, there was a lot of confusion at the weekend as to what was happening, whether the train coaches of the NRC were being stolen or otherwise. And the initial information that a number of reporters got was that some unauthorized persons were cutting away your coaches. How come there was that confusion at the initial stage, if indeed this was an official movement?
Okay, thank you, and thank you for Nigeria. And I will say categorically that these coaches are not being stolen. They are being moved officially from Maiduguri to Jos in our running shed to sending them our football party operation of our own system. We appreciate the police and the state government for looking out, but I assure by the effort we are putting to make them know that they are not being stolen. They would have understood that. But the particular and arresting the warrants and that we are doing official job, we tend to start from Abuja and from Abuja. So that they can come to Maiduguri and help to lead the coaches. So I would emphasize that the coaches are not being stolen. We have the process of moving coaches, and where that was set to play, there was a team where you have the police and the MSCD, the Young Security Civil Defense Corps that are part of the railway system to facilitate the movement. I also know that the CP related to the CP in Maiduguri and the district manager, the executive they are looking for is the head of the district. In this way, we have 7 districts. We have North-Eastern district, the headquarters in Bauchi, where the senior president, the account director, and the railway district manager. We also have a district in Zaria. It is not where we call it, the headquarters in Zaria. And we have North Central district, the headquarters in Abuja, covering operations. So we have that system in place, and we relate with our city, who relate with other security in terms of such movement. Ordinarily, if it's something are good, it will go by fast. But for how long now that the different applicants will not be able to run trains along that highway, and we couldn't take the risk of moving them by rail because we can ascertain the condition of the track. Because our track passes through African forest, and we cannot say whether the tracks are there or not to talk of moving it. And we cannot even move them by rail because for over 10 years, those soldiers are not been moved. They are part of the insecurity that happened in the area of the people around. The manager in Maiduguri was a small people that was killed at the station, and other common persons were also missing in Maiduguri. So those coaches are not being stolen. They are being moved to the appropriate authority. So I will use this position to play with the city, to play to cooperate with our city and our men that are doing their right thing work so that we can update the people taking service Nigeria.
MD, thank you. We're actually straining to hear you clearly. But again, the police commissioner in Maiduguri gave a press conference on that, and we understand that even the district person in charge of the state of the NRC station there was unable to or could not even identify himself. So one would expect that if such an operation was to be carried out, all the relevant authorities, security agencies, security officials, and even members of your staff will be well and adequately informed. What happened? Was there a gap in communication?
I don't want to estimate that what the Borolo was saying was not correct. In the district manager, a letter was sent to the city and was delivered by the manager. What was the try to identify himself is an identity card. And I know the district manager is always fond of asking his identity card, even if other staff are not part of Nigerian Railway Corporation, and he's always asking his identity card. So, and that we moved the coach that has been delivered to Job on the state. That was not the first one. We did a trial run to see how the road will take it to Job, and it was delivered. And we started to police, and the road to our city, even before that incident of that day, the city spoke to the city Maiduguri. They also spoke to the excellency, the governor of Borno State. I don't understand.
Engineer Fidet, what is the latest now with respect to the movement of the coaches, and what do you know about the police angle? Are they still investigating? Is anyone still being held? Have the coaches moved on to Jos, as was reported at the weekend?
That's what I'm trying to say. We are not only from Maiduguri, we are moving coaches. We are moving from Lagos, even from Lagos to Port Harcourt, to enable them to track the rehabilitation they are doing there. They require balance wagon, and it's not in Port Harcourt. So we are moving them from Lagos to Port Harcourt. In the track, ordinarily would have gone on the rail from Port Harcourt to Kaduna to Sopachan to Port Harcourt. We have handed over the track from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri to the contractor, CCDC, and they have started construction. So, and we have a lot of vandalization along that road. So we cannot move on the rail. So we arrange a way to move the special vehicle that can move the one. Nobody will deny that they are not between one was moving from place to place.
Some, following the incident, there are allegations that probably some kind of clandestine activities, were being carried out by the NRC officials, because the letter that was said to have been written to the police was dated a day earlier, when the incident happened. So how can you reconcile, that?
Okay, what happens is that as we have the city in Lagos, we have several area commands in railway. The railway jurisdiction is under the city. And the city approached the city Maiduguri, and he said he needs to hear from the commissioner, but then after the governor discussion with the city. So the master put it in writing to the city. The area commander who is doing the boundary wrote to the city in Maiduguri before that time. And as I said earlier, we have successfully moved one and handed over one in the job to the manager in the job. There is nothing that transition in me. I have to present the government as far as the railway matter is concerned. So there is nothing transition about it. But I appreciate their effort in trying to protect government property and railway property. We don't want them to flag down because of that. But this particular situation where we have come down, even if it's a late explanation, we are going to explain there was no clarification movement. That is what it is. Every day they vandalize the flag and take them away. And sometimes the community and residents are not over the security agents. But after some time, they remove the people and they say they talk about. But we have discovered every time we are moving things officially, that's when we have this. When things are being moved officially, we find it difficult to move them. But all these vandalized assets pass the road and they are not in that.
Engineer Fidet, thank you very much. I hope you all, the railways, will also have an appreciation that there was reasonable public concern following from previous incidents of the vandalization of rail tracks and other facilities, and truckloads of the vandalized items having been apprehended by the law enforcement agents. So this seemed to have been, on the face of it and without additional information, seemed to have been a big hit, as it were, by persons who were suspected to be doing something that was illegal, but which you have now explained to have been well within the protocols of the railways. What lessons are there from this going forward?
Part of it, because I don't know the principle of the railway management director, the principle of the railway that we move our rolling stock. And these rolling stock were not either caught or vandalized. They have been moved on roads complete and they been used. So the staff was there, we don't need permission from anybody to move the rolling stock. And we move on daily basis. We move coaches from Lagos to Ibadan. We move one from Lagos on the rail. So, but if this was on the road, we have a structure, and one of the members is the 15 railway, which is to relate it. And he related with his colleagues along the house. The people will not deny that the 15 railway spoke to him severally. And the area commander, who is a deputy commissioner of police, also spoke to him before the movement happened.
Let me ask you, MD, before we let you go. I'm just wondering if this coaches overhaul is routine. And probably, just to clarify for us, is it an ongoing thing, or this is just peculiar, to Maiduguri? That's one. And finally, the MD may also wish to clear for us, because your social media handlers, reported the matter that was carried by the NTA as fake news. It turned out, as you explained now, it wasn't a fake news. It was actually an incident that happened, which NTA reported. And, your social media handlers labeled the story as fake. You may want to respond to that.
So the people addressed the request, but what we said, the information is not correct. And the evidence that you are doing now have the right to also have found out when. I don't think I stream, a road stream is the I don't have a private operation that will carry a food. If they want to stream, normally they will use content to pieces. Not moving the road train or the trailer, a road post and continue. So here now, this is people to know how to negate this. And we explain this, the people explain this with the colleagues. And I know the two people for the intention before the press conference. Before the press conference.
All right. Thank you very much, Engineer Fidet Ohiria, Managing Director of Nigerian Railway Corporation. Thank you for being with us via phone from China. We know you're about 7 hours ahead of us at this time, and you have a busy day ahead of you. Engineer Fidet Ohiria, once again joining us from China via phone and clarifying the issue with respect to the movement of trained coaches for additional work or repairs from Maiduguri to somewhere in Jos. That's it for us, of course, on Good Morning Nigeria for our conversation segment. Before we sign off for today, let's go over to our sports desk.